Alright, I couldn't go to sleep. Let's see what's on YouTube tonight. I think everyone's already uploaded for tonight. What? Who the fuck just called me? There's no one even here. It's just me. What the? It was probably nothing. It's just probably my imagination. It's late. I'm just gonna keep watching YouTube. Hey, wait. What? How did that get there? That wasn't there before. I did not. I don't even have sticky notes in my room. How did that get there? Wait a second. What does it say? Oh my god.
I'm shifting my mind to get around you. Still hiding from the
Yo, what is up, my pinpichos? And today I'm bringing you a brand new video. And in this one, we're gonna be talking about my paranormal stories I've had in my past, because a lot of weird things have happened to me in my past. They could be supernatural, or just coincidences, or just, you know, stupidity. But whatever it was, I still can't figure out till this day of what caused what I'm about to talk about and what happened. So I'm gonna start from the beginning and then get to the most recent events. And if you guys enjoy the stories or had similar things happen to you, be sure to give the video a like and comment below what happened. But without further ado, let's get right into the few stories that I have to share with you. So the first story I'm going to start is the first time I actually had something happen paranormal and weird in the house. So it began when I was in my older house, which I moved out of a long time ago, and I was probably around 10 years old, and my dad's friend invited us out for dinner to have some dinner. Now this took place during the summer when, you know, it's hot out and we have the windows open, so the air would go in and breeze through them, and it breezed throughout the house and get us cooled down without turning on any AC or stuff like that. And before we left, he told me, hey, can you go shut the windows, because he thought it was gonna rain. So I went into his room to shut his window, and I remember to this day that I shut it closed. It was closed and I locked the window, so there's no possible way it could be opened unless you unlock it and open it from the inside. So now it's closed and it's locked, so there's no way for it to open. And then we leave to go to the restaurant, which we actually ate at Olive Garden, and we had some pasta and stuff. I don't remember exactly what we ate, but it was pretty good and we had a good time. And then we come back home to find that, you know, nothing's out of the ordinary. So I go upstairs and he goes upstairs. I go in my room, just doing my own thing, and then all of a sudden he calls me in and I go to check what he wants. He says, why didn't you close the window? And I said I did, and I look at the window and it's open exactly the same height as before I closed it before we left. Now, how could the window open if it was locked and it was closed and there was no one in the house? And that's literally impossible. Like, I swear on my life, it was opened the same height that it was opened before I closed it. Like, how can something open to the exact height? Like, it was exactly the same height. And at that point, I'm trying to convince him that I did close it, but he just doesn't believe me. It's like, adults just don't believe kids when they say stuff about ghosts, and I guarantee anyone can say that. That's basically a fact. Adults do not believe kids when they say something that's supernatural or something that they didn't do, because they just believe that they're lying, and it's just stupid. So yeah, that was basically the first story, and it still kind of creeps me out to this day, and I still don't know how that window opened. And the next story is also in the same house, and it's basically the same situation, but it was up in the attic. So this one's with my dad, and he's the one that like kind of told me about it. He said that he went up into the attic one day to close the windows. There's 2 windows up in the attic, and he went to close them, and the next day he goes outside and he looks up at the attic, and the windows are fully open. Now, neither did I or him, and there's no one else that lives there except for me and him, open those windows, nor did we even go up there. And they're just sitting open the next day or a couple hours, I don't even know, but they were open after he closed them. Like, how does that even happen? Is somebody living in our house? or is there truly a spirit or ghost in our house? So we began to call it the window ghost because it would only open windows that we closed. And then the next story comes from a new house that we moved into. It was my grandparents' old house that she died in, and a lot of weird things actually happened in this house, and it kind of creeps me out till this day. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is, in the beginning, lights started flickering and stuff, and electronic stuff started malfunctioning. Now, we don't know what caused it, but ever since we told her to go away and stuff, it never happened again, so keep that in mind. And then nothing happened afterwards. Everything was fine. Nothing happened for a while, until one day that I went to walk out into the kitchen, and I come back to find that my door is closed shut and the cat that we have is locked in my room with the door shut. Now, yeah, that's normal. The cat could have just pushed it closed and stuff like that, but you gotta understand that my door is impossible to shut fully. It can be shut fully, but it takes so much pressure that a cat cannot do that, nor can wind do that. And sometimes I can't even physically shut it all the way. I can, but it's extremely hard. It's that tough to shut. And keep in mind, the cat's locked in the room until I came back, so that was pretty weird. And the cat wasn't why would the cat be in there and then it just randomly shuts closed? And that was the first thing that personally happened to me in the house, and I asked everyone if they closed the door or anything, and nobody said they touched it or were even near the door when it happened. Now, the next and almost final story would be when I was in my room and I was getting ready to leave. Now, everything in my room is powered by an outlet, and there's a light switch on the wall which, if it's on, the power outlet will work. If it's off, it won't work. And now, no matter what, I do not touch that light switch, and there's no way to touch it. I've even tested it. If you walk by it, there's no way to rub your shoulder on it or get anything caught in it. It's so far away from the door, and there's no way to even accidentally turn it off. So that day I went to go and do whatever I had to do outside and traveling and stuff like that, and I come back to see that none of my equipment's working. My TV's not turning on, my computer's not turning on, my Xbox isn't working, and I'm sitting there for 30 minutes straight trying to figure it out. Oh, maybe the fuse broke and stuff like that. But it all came down to the light switch, and I flipped it on when I never touch it. Nobody touched. I asked everyone. Nobody touched, and I was so weirded out by this. And I flipped it on, and everything started working again. Nobody touched it. Nobody turned it off. Nobody did anything. So that was the really weird part about it. Also, I forgot to mention that sometimes whenever my parents would leave and I was the only one home for a while, my dog would bark and growl at nothing in the family room. Now, this was really weird because there was nothing crawling in the ceilings, there was no cat, there was no one home, and there was no one outside or anything, and he was in the family room looking upwards at the middle of the air, and he was barking and growling as if he saw another dog that he wanted to attack or something. But this was really weird because I would go out to find he's barking and growling, and when I come out there, he stops, and he was barking and growling at nothing. There was nothing to be found, nothing at all, and so that was really creepy, and it would always creep me the hell out. So now the last story that I'm going to share with you is coming from my new house that I'm currently living in. And nothing has happened much yet, but there is this one thing that did happen, and it was when I was walking downstairs, because the bathroom's downstairs and that's where I was going, and I'm upstairs, so I have to walk down the stairs, and when I'm going to the bathroom, I always pass my dad. And now my dad's the only one that will call my name or say, hey. He will only say it this way: "Hey, Den." And all of a sudden, I heard that when I was walking by, but he was sound asleep, and there was no way that he said it. And then I walked to him and said, "Did you call me? Did you call me?" And he said, "No, I didn't say anything." Now, I literally heard it to the side of my ear, somebody whispered it in my ear, somebody so close. And it was so real. And nobody calls my name like that except for my dad. He's the only one that says it like that, and it was in his voice. So I don't know what would happen. It was pretty weird, and it was really weird. Nobody called my name. So yeah, that's basically all the stories I have to share. Nothing else has ever really happened, but I will update you if anything else happens that it's new and stuff like that. And if you guys have had any similar experiences or your own ghost experiences, be sure to comment below, because I love hearing about them. But that's basically been everything I have to say in this video. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to give the video a like. If you're new here, check out my other content, and if you like it, subscribe for more. And I've been MeltyNet, and I'm signing out.